Welcome. So this is the last part of this lesson, and we're going to be answering this question, which is a little bit different. So let's see how we go. It says the ratio of boys to girls at Birdsville College is 2 to 3. If there are 246 boys at the school, how many students attend Birdsville College? Okay, so how is this question different to what we've previously been doing? And hopefully you can see is they haven't told us the total amount of students that are attending. They've given us the ratio and they've told us how many boys there are, but they haven't given us the total. Rather, that's what the question is asking for. It's asking how many students attend Birdsville. It wants the total. So how are we going to do it? It wants the total. That's what it wants. This is what this question is after. It's after the total amount of students. I might even write that. It wants the total amount, if I can spell, amount of students. That is what the question is asking for. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to be using our unitary method, but we're going to have to be careful here. Because you remember the first thing that we normally do when we're using our unitary method is we find the total amount of parts. So if we know that there are 2 parts to 3 parts, we'll go the total parts is equal to 2 plus 3, which will be 5. So we know that the total parts of the students is going to be equal to 5 parts. So let me write that down. 5 parts is equal to total students. But we don't know what this is. This is what this question is asking us to find. We want to find what this is. So let's just kind of segment that off. That's what we're after. We're after how many students are going to this school. Okay, so let's dive back into the question and see what we can do. So we're told that we have a ratio of boys to girls, and this ratio is 2 to 3. Well, boys represents this 2 here, and this girls represents this 3 here. So it's 2 parts boys to 3 part girls. We are also told that 246 boys attend the school. So we know that 2 parts is equal to 246. So let's write that down. Let's write down 2 parts is equal to 246. That's what we know. Now we can use our unitary method, because remember the whole point of the unitary method is to find 1 part. And we can use this to find 1 part. What we're going to do is divide by 2. We're going to divide both sides by 2. 246 divided by 2 will be 1, 2, 3. 123. So that means 1 part is equal to 123. Now, let's remind ourselves, what are we doing? What are we after? We're after the total amount of students. And we know that the total amount of students is equal to 5 parts. So therefore, if we want to answer this question and figure out how many students attend Birdville, we want to find how many students is 5 parts. So to do that, we go 1 times 5. And over here, we also times 5. Because whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. 123 times 5 is 615. So that means 615 students attend Birdsville. Perfect. And that's how you do it. That's our final answer. So I might even put a box around it so we know it's our final answer. Whoops, if I can click it. That's our final answer. Hopefully that made sense. It's a little different to what we're used to doing, but that's one way of doing it. That is the unitary method way of doing it. Now there is another way you could do it. It's called the equivalent ratios method. So let's quickly talk about this. So the way that you would do this is you would start off by saying, we're given a ratio of boys to girls. Boys to girls. If I can spell girls. I know that it's going to be 2 to 3 because that's what I've told. I know that the boys represent 2, 4, 6, and I don't know what the girls is. Now, it's just equivalent ratios. So how is 2 related to 2, 4, 6? And however that is related to it, I'm going to times this side by the same thing. So notice that, you're timesing something by quite a bit here, but maybe you can recognize that this is going to be 123, which means I have to times this side by 123. And 3 times 123 is going to be 369. I have to get a pen. 369. And now what I have to do is I have to add these together because I'm after the total amount of students. So I go boys plus girls. So 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 9. I'm plussing them together. That's going to be 15, carry the 1, 11, carry the 1, 3, 3 is 615. And as you can see, we get the same answer. So I would say 615 students attend Birdsville. Perfect. Then we come here. Let me go like this. And that's how you do it. So it's up to you which of these you like better. I think the unitary method is probably my favorite way of doing it, simply because I don't like to be timesing something by such a big amounts. If it's another example, it might be a lot trickier. But hopefully you found this useful. That's the end of this lesson. There's quite a few parts here, but it's an important idea that you get your head around. So hopefully they've been useful. I'll see you in the next lesson.